Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Last time we studied the epithelial tissue, later on connective tissue. Now the third type of the tissue, that is the nervous tissue, जो हमारा आज का topic है, nervous tissue. As you know that this nervous tissue, it is ectodermal in origin and is responsible for the reception of the stimuli as well as the conduction of impulses, thereby controlling and coordinating our body functions. Means you should sign a body means shabas kya message an pad vatnavan some message communicate karan from one organ to another organ because there is an intercommunication among various internal organs so that there occurs a control and coordination for body function. तब जाके हमारी बॉडी में ये जो काम हो रहा है शबाश क्या that runs in a smooth manner, and it is all because of the nervous tissue. And this nervous tissue, it consists of various cells, just like the neurons, Schwann cells, neurosecretory cells, ependymal cells, as well as the neuroglia cells. But one point यहाँ पे जो है, that means यहाँ पे matrix is absent. That means यहाँ पे matrix is absent है. Only there are these cells present in the nervous tissue. In addition to this nervous tissue, it lacks the power of the division because यहाँ पे pericentricular satellites absent होते हैं, which plays an important role in the cell division. Since pericentricular satellites are absent in this tissue, that is why the power of division is absent. That is why they lack the power of regeneration as well as the power of the division. Now, let us study them one by one. So, first of all, neuron. Pause. Shabash. So now let's take the first type of the cell of this nervous tissue. Nervous tissue, that is the neuron, also termed as the nerve cell. So this neuron or the nerve cell, it's a structural and the functional unit of the nervous tissue. जो मेन काम यहाँ पे करता है, it is this neuron or the nerve cells. जो बाकी cells यहाँ पे होते हैं, ependymal cells, neurosecretory cells, neuroglia cells या Schwann cells, they may be termed as packing cells or the supporting cells, which supports the functioning of the neuron. क्योंकि जो main काम यहाँ पे है, control and communication, that's performed by the neuron. While as the rest of the cells, they are the supportive cells or the packing cells, which aids the functioning of the neuron. So that is why neuron को हम कह सकते हैं structural as well as functional unit of the nervous tissue or even nervous system. Now, the number of जो neuron का number है, it is quite numerous. For example, if we take the example of the brain, in our brain there are near about 1 into 10 raised power 12 neurons. खाली हमारे दिमाग में 10 raised power 12 neurons होते हैं. However, the neurons or the nerve cell, it's the longest cell of our body and may reach up to 90 centimeter in length. अगर हम elephant की बात करेंगे, there the length of the neuron may reach up to 2.5 meters in length. So that is why neuron को हम कह सकते हैं it's the largest cell of body. Now, a neuron, it consists of the two processes or two components. Number first one is the main component, that is the cyton. That is the cyton. This is the first component. In addition to second component यहाँ पे है, उनको हम कहते हैं cell processes. Means वो processes which arises from the main body, that is the cyton. तो उन cell processes को हम कहते हैं neurites. So that means in general, neuron has the two components. First one is the cyton, and number next is a cell process termed as the neurites. The neurites have been further classified into dendrons, as well as axon. So in detail, in other words, we can say a neuron has three components: cyton, dendrons, as well as the axon. This one is the cyton. These ones are the dendrons, and this one is the axons. But यहाँ पे जो main component है, that is the cyton. While as the dendrons as well as the axons, they arises from the cytons as protoplasmic processes. That is why they have been termed as cell processes or neurites. Now, let's study them one by one. So first of all, the cyton. तो फर्स्ट कंपोनेंट है यहाँ पे cyton. The cyton, it is oval or it is star shaped, as it is evident from the board. That is this part. It is oval or star shaped, as well as it is nucleated part of the neuron, because in its center there is present nucleus. So that is why इसको हम कह सकते हैं nucleated part. While as जो dendrons है as well as axons, these are the non-nucleated part of the neuron. क्योंकि यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे nucleus नहीं होता है, nucleus खाली होता है present in the mid of the cyton. So that is why इसको हम कहते हैं nucleated part of the nervous cell. और इस cell cyton को हम कहते हैं cell body भी. It is also termed as cell body of the neuron or soma, because यही main component है एक neuron का. And the cytoplasm of the cyton is termed as neuroplasm. The cytoplasm of the cyton is termed as neuroplasm. तो cyton में this cytoplasm या neuroplasm में nucleus present होता है. In addition, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे organelles होते हैं, just like the mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, ribosomes, etc. Likewise, यहाँ पे भी बाकी organelles होते हैं. But in addition to those organelles, यहाँ पे some granular structures होते हैं. उन granular structures को हम कहते हैं nisal granules और nisal bodies. उनको हम कह सकते हैं nisal granules or the nisal bodies, which are the associations of endoplasmic reticulum plus the ribosomes. That means these are made up of the endoplasmic reticulum as well as the ribosomes, and are responsible for the synthesis of proteins as well as the enzymes required for the functioning of the cytosol. That means यहाँ पे न्यूक्लियस भी होता है, बाकी ऑर्गेनेल्स भी होते हैं. इन एडिशन टू द अदर ऑर्गेनेल्स यहाँ पे कुछ बॉडीज होती हैं, ग्रैन्युलर स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं. उन बॉडीज को हम कहते हैं निसल ग्रैन्युल्स और द निसल बॉडीज, which are the combinations of the endoplasmic reticulum plus the ribosomes. और इन निसल बॉडीज का काम क्या है? They carry out the protein synthesis as well as the synthesis of the enzymes, which are essential for the functioning of the cyton. और ये जो cyton है, it is termed as processing unit of the neuron. क्योंकि यही cyton it processes the communication. ये जो dendrons है, they carry the message towards the cyton, and that message is processed by this cyton. That is why cyton को हम कह सकते हैं processing unit. जिस तरह एक कंप्यूटर सिस्टम में होता है सीपीयू को हम कहते हैं प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट. लाइकवाइज इन ए न्यूरॉन द cyton is termed as processing unit because here the message is processed and later on that message is carried away by the axon. So cyton को हम कह सकते हैं processing unit and it is a nucleated part. Now moving towards another part, that is the dendron. Or dendrons or dendrites. So these ones are dendrons or the dendrites. So as it is evident from the board that these dendrons, these are short but highly branched processes which arises from the cyton. तो short है, highly branched है, and the protoplasmic processes which arise from the cyton, and they lack the nucleus. However, they may contain the nisal granules or the nisal bodies. और इनका काम क्या होता है? They brings the message towards the cyton. That is why the dendrons have been termed as afferent fibers. Afferent fibers का मतलब ये है तिम fibers ये मैसेज हैं towards the processing unit. Processing unit यहाँ पे cyton है. Since the dendrons or the dendrites they brings the message towards the cyton, that is why these dendrons or dendrites have been termed as afferent fibers. And the terminal end of the each dendrites is nobed, is bulged, and those ends have been termed as terminal nobes, synaptic nobes, nerve endings. So this was all about the dendrons. Now moving towards the third component of the neuron, that is the axon. So axon is single, ये एक ही होता है यहाँ पे, as well as long. तो ये single है, as well as it is long, quite long, much longer than the dendrons. And the part where the axon arises from the cyton is termed as hillock, और इसको हम कह सकते हैं axon hillock, means it's the origin point of the axon. तो this axon, इसके cytoplasm, the cytoplasm of the axon is termed as exoplasm, whereas its plasma membrane, its sheath is termed as exolemma. The cytoplasm of the axon is termed as exoplasm, while as its plasma membrane is termed as exolemma. And likewise, the axon also lacks the nucleus. Even it lacks the nuchal granules or the nuchal bodies. Nuchal bodies यहाँ पे हो सकते हैं abundantly, in addition to वो dendrons में होते हैं. But in the axons, nuchal bodies are totally absent. यहाँ पे mitochondria हो सकते हैं, या neurofibrils हो सकते हैं. And the main function of the axon is to carry the message away from the cyton. That is why the axon is termed as efferent fiber. Dendronized one is efferent fibers carries the message towards the cyton, while as the axon, since they carry the message away from the cyton, that is why they have been termed as efferent fibers. Efferent fiber. Now moving towards another point of this axon, ये जो axons होते हैं, at times they may give lateral branches. उन branches को हम कहते हैं collateral branches. So these branches have been termed as collateral branches. In order to provide or in order to conduct the impulse towards the lateral parts of the body. यम बोन कुन योत message carry करने क्या बल्कि यम side by message carry कर by means of the collateral branches. Now both the ends now the ends of the collateral branches as well as the ends of the axon, they use fine processes. उन processes को हम कहते हैं terminal arborization. That means the ends of the axon as well as the collateral branches, they give some branches, small branches, fine processes. उन fine processes को हम कहते हैं terminal arborization. And the ends of the each terminal arborization, these are bulged, just like the terminal ends of the dendrites or dendrons. उन bulged portions को, उन bulged ends को हम कह सकते हैं टर्मिनल नोब्स और साइनेप्टिक नोब्स या नर्व एंडिंग्स, similar to that of the endings of the dendrons as well as the dendrites. So this was all about the shabash kya, the structure of a neuron. But यहाँ पे एक point है, that means the adjacent neurons. If we take two neurons, for example, this one is one neuron, this one is another neuron. In between the two neurons, there is a gap. That gap is termed as synapse. That means ये जो adjacent neurons है, these are not linked. Rather, there is a gap. That gap is termed as synapse. So with this, we have completed the structure of the neuron. इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में इसी के रिलेटेड कुछ और है, we will discuss in next lecture. Till then, goodbye and खुदा हाफिज़.